What's up? What's up? Greetings. Y'all already know who it is. It's your girl Samara once again with another YouTube video. So basically, y'all know what this channel is all about. It's all about spreading the message of optimal health as well. And, you know, for my own mental health, it's therapeutic for me to get on here and just talk about different things, that maybe somebody else could relate to. But anyways, first and foremost, I wanted to discuss, it's Black History Month, the month of February, and I've just been having these thoughts like, well, the thought occurred to me like, why am I not excited about this particular celebration anymore? Like, why am I less energized about celebrating the history of black people? And it's what's funny is that my daughter came home one day and she brought to my attention that they had a class conversation as far as about black history, and that a lot of her classmates didn't understand why black people had a special privilege for a month in honor of black people's history. Did they do that to kind of separate black people from other races? And I just thought that was so interesting because, when I was coming up celebrating Black History Month, that wasn't even the question. It wasn't even a question at hand. It was like we deserved it. It was necessary. And, we just celebrated as a people, as a culture. So the fact that the new generation is thinking on a whole nother level as far as, what is the point of Black History Month? Is that to ostracize black people? And I thought that was just such an interesting way of looking at it. But nevertheless, we do have Black History Month. It is a thing. And I don't understand why I don't feel the same level of excitement for the month. And so then I just started to like really assess my thoughts on it. And I feel like the reason why I'm not as excited as I used to be about celebrating Black History Month is because, yeah, it's good to learn about our ancestry. It's good to know our history. However, we what are we doing as a people in the current state living in today? What have we done as far as our ancestors' movement, as far as uplifting black people, fighting for black people's rights? All the different leaders that we've had in the past that pretty much laid their life down to fight for black people's rights and equality. And I can't really think of what are we doing today as a people to continue that legacy. Like Nipsey Hussle said, what are we doing in our part as far as the marathon continuing? And I think that one of the things, and when I talk about black people, when I'm talking about this issue, I'm including myself. So, don't think that I'm not taking any accountability for the position that we're in as a people. But, what are we doing as a culture to further improve and uplift our communities and our race? And the fact that we have not gotten our reparations Um, I think that is part of the reason why I don't feel the level of excitement that I once had. For me, it was coming up, it was like a movement. It was like something was happening, and that there was some gonna be some a light at the end of the tunnel. But now I just feel like collectively as a race, as far as us coming together in unity to even have a movement. Even with Black Lives Matter, let's take that for an example. Is that really for black people? Because it seems like a lot of other people have benefited from that movement other than black people. And, it's just like, I just don't know what we've done in my era to further help the black community move along throughout history. I just think that reparations should have been on the table by now and should have been in effect. But then I think about, well, mentally, are we even ready for that type of that type of reconciliation? Are we ready for our reparations? I don't think mentally as a whole we're even ready. And that says a lot, because the proof is here. If we were ready, then we would have it. It would already be in effect. It'll already be established. So, it might be my opinion, what I'm thinking, but really it's the reality. And I don't know, that just saddens me. That saddens me for my generation. It saddens me for the generation now and all the generations in between, and even the elderly generation. Because I feel like, if anything, they deserve it too. Because some of them have really participated and been involved in the fight of, going in that lane, in that direction of receiving reparations. So, for me, I feel like somewhere we dropped the ball. And that's why my level of excitement for Black History Month is just not even there anymore. And I feel a little discouraged. So then the question becomes, well, what do we do? Because obviously, let's think about it. A lot of the violence, a lot of the quote unquote internet clout chasing, a lot of the robbing and the stealing and the killing, a lot of it is due to, poverty, lack of economics and finances. That's always been a problem in our community, and it still is relevant today. But I don't know, is there a correlation between our mental mindset and us not having our reparations? Maybe there's a scientific, mathematical correlation right there. However, I don't like to just talk about the problem. I like to also try to come up with solutions as well. And so I've been thinking about some things that maybe, I can, some ideas that I can bring to the forefront with some like-minded individuals and try to get some type of action and motion towards that. But anyways, Hmm.
Hip hop has a 50-year anniversary. That's
Yeah.
a solution.
Yeah.
Use the music.
So, one of the things that I do is, outside of when I used to mentor young girls, I do music. And a lot of y'all know that I'm an artist. I was a Grammy contender for a song I wrote called Hands Up. Bringing it fast forwarding it to today, it's the 50-year anniversary of hip hop. And so, then I think about my contribution that I've brought to hip hop. And it hasn't been all positive over the years. I've been an artist for a long time. I've been a recording artist for a long time. And I can't say that all my music has been uplifting and all my music has been positive. But here lately, recently, I try to do a music genre that's pretty much called real rap, real hip hop. And it's basically, you know, talking about issues that that's relevant that other people can relate to that we don't necessarily always talk about. Or, I just recently dropped a video in Africa of a single called My Peoples, and I'm talking about just pretty much living against the regular, normal, negative trends that are going on today, and political issues, community issues, just really corruption, government corruption,
Just hating and breaking up of the
and
family,
you know
of a
the
family
family
structure.
dynamics, the breakdown of the family dynamics. I put out, I just, well, I haven't put out, but I just did a single with my daughter called Never Going Back, where we're talking about breaking generational curses. Um, just like really getting into the nitty gritty of things, and,
Using
and
music
and
as a
doing
healing force.
something that's different than what the regular music sound
Using
is
music as
like
an
now.
inner force.
Yeah, using music as an inner force.
A healing
I
force.
mean, a healing force, basically, and an inner force. Because it's therapeutic. But using music as a healing force, and being upfront and truthful, and living actually what I'm talking about. Now, as far as some of the negative contributions I've brought to hip hop, yeah, I used to talk about some things that wasn't all the way virtuous and all the way upright and righteous. But one thing I've always tried to do as an artist is stay true to who I am. I don't. You won't catch a whole lot of um, overly sexualized songs that I've done. You won't see that. You won't see hear a whole lot of violence. Um, but over the years, I evolved with hip hop and with my artistry as far as my music, just like growing. I'm not one of these young bucks out here doing music. And another thing I wanted to talk about, my husband, he's been doing security at some big, of the white artists, older white artists, that are legendary. And he's been doing security for those concerts. And don't you know that their fan base and their people, like, really, like, full out support them, like, all the way up into, like, they 70s and 80s, like, like I told my husband, to the casket drop. They support their artists. But I think with hip hop, it is and it has been a young person's game. But one of my questions as we talk about the 50-year anniversary of hip hop is, do we throw our hip hop artists away too soon? Because here's the thing, every age group, okay, has some type of knowledge, some type of innovation, some type of content where they can relate to different people. And so, being that, people are so hard on our older artists, like, oh, they're washed up. Oh, I don't want to see them. I don't, blase, been there, done that, whatever. Like, it's like, dang, we throw everybody away. It's like we don't want to deal with our youth. We don't want to deal with hearing what nobody has to say that's over a certain age. We don't want to deal with the white man tell us what to do. Like, we cutthroat as a culture, especially as a hip hop culture, because we do it to each other. Like, for example, like, who am I to say that I don't want to hear a young person rap because they ain't talking about nothing? You know what I'm saying? Like that's like me, saying, oh, or I don't want to pay homage to Rakim because he's old school. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think what we do is we stunt our growth in hip hop. Thus, my question is, how much longer will hip hop be? Like, yeah, like, I think country music, jazz, all that, like, that's been around way longer than hip hop. So, if we want to continue our genre of music, then what are we doing to be able to do that? Because right now, it's a whole lot of rappers dying at a young age. It's a whole lot of, shit, rappers can't even do concerts no more and check in. You know what I'm saying? Because they getting checked out at the check-in. So, I don't see us protecting our artists. I don't see us a lot of, it's for me as an independent local artist, it's hard to receive support. Like, for real, like, straight up, like, it was really hard to receive support. And I don't want to seem ungrateful.
Because
But
what happens is your limited exposure doesn't allow you to build a fan base up. You see what I'm saying?
But not only that, but like, coming out of Lexington, Kentucky as an artist, we can hardly even get the radio stations to even play our music.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not even a lane for that.
So the music industry blatantly says, "I got y'all by the throat."
It's
So
the
what you gonna do
music
about
industry.
it?
It's
The
cutthroat.
executives, the CEOs, the major corporations.
It's
and whatnot,
cutthroat.
yeah.
It's like, if you're not,
It's like the streets. It's like the streets. If you ain't willing to take the most chances or sell your soul, whatever, you're not really gonna be successful.
and that's what it is. So basically, nowadays, 2023, you got to sell your soul to get on.
And it's in the contract.
And what selling your soul consists of is signing a contract, okay? It's like signing a life insurance policy, saying that, yes, it's okay for you to cut my water off when you ready if I can't pay the tab. Basically, ain't that what it does? Isn't that what it's saying?
Yeah.
Like, I give you permission to make a sacrifice, whether it's me, whether it's my mama, whether it's, you know what I'm saying? And that's real. That's real. So don't get it twisted. I'm not bitter that I didn't get to sell my soul. You know what I'm saying? Now, do I feel a certain type of way about, radio stations not wanting to play local music and stuff like that? Yeah, because when I was growing up, that's what they did. They played local music. That's when hip hop was, trying to get into the groove of things. They did that. But now they're not doing that.
So now we got a new platform.
So
We got
now,
this new platform, but it's still owned by the same people who who ran the record industry and stuff like that. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So once again, limited exposure because it's a million people that would love to hear what you have to say, but if they don't know you exist, they're not going to be able to support you. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? So the music
Exactly.
industry, social media, and all that, we utilize it. You know what I'm saying? But it should be about the message. Period.
So let me ask y'all something. Do y'all think hip hop should be about a message? Because some people might disagree. You know what I'm saying? Some people might say hip hop should just be about having fun
The music.
and getting,
The music.
yeah, just the music and having fun and living in the moment. But my question is, what is not having a message really doing for us mentally? Because remember, we still not mentally ready for reparations. So does hip hop play an effect on that? Us not being mentally ready?
Let me say this. Let me share this on behalf of the next generation, like the generation, our generation. Our parents didn't understand what we were doing. Uh, it may have seemed foolish for the most part, but our parents are no longer in the same situation, circumstances that they were in when they were younger, like socially. Uh, the next generation, man, they do have a message. It's in the music, you know what I'm saying? But there is a message because we're never going to go back to being any kind of way the way we were. Now, the way we are right now is not good, but the way we're going to be is never going to be the way we were.
No,
You see
exactly.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
exactly. We supposed to, uh,
we're advancing.
yeah, we
We're
supposed
advancing
to
regardless of
advance.
whether it looks bad or not. We're advancing because we're never going to be the way we were. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is, yeah, it should be the message should be in the music. You see what
But
I'm
my
saying?
thing is, are we really advancing when we losing so many of our young people in the process?
No, not in that schematic, not in that scheme. No, we're definitely losing in that scheme, but in reality, it's changing regardless.
Oh yeah, it's evolving. It's
Yeah,
gonna
because
constantly do
because
that.
it's really revolutionary right now. The next
Yeah,
generation is way more revolutionary than we ever thought about being. Like they might not be saying it, but they know.
they think on a whole nother
Yeah, they
level
already
than what
know.
we thought on.
Yeah, they already know. So the music they using the music to push a message to us, and the message to us is we're not going by accident none of this no more. Like, but here's the thing: the system knew that. So instead of it being something that we can take over and do something different with, they're using it to destroy the families because we don't understand each other. The elder generation, this generation, and the next generation, we don't understand each other. So because we have communication issues, the power's not being in a situation where it's being conducive for all of us. It's only working for the elderly that got money, the middle class that don't live like everybody else, and these young cats who don't have to think like everybody else. You see what I'm saying? So if we ever got that one, all that power combined, it would be too much like a healthy environment. That's why we ain't ready for reparations because we like unhealthy a little bit more than we like accountability. So the message is vital, but it's gonna be a message regardless. Regardless, it's gonna be a message.
It's definitely gonna be a
It's gonna
message,
be a message regardless.
but I, I guess because I have young children, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm concerned. I'm concerned. I'm a concerned parent. As far as the
Video games.
yeah, the video games, the easy access to technology and just everything that's out in the universe.
So how do we use those as
So,
solutions? So how do we, like you was talking about, how do we use these platforms, music, dance, social media? How do we utilize gaming? How do we utilize these platforms for optimal health as well in their development? Because they're gonna do it and
yeah,
use it. So you say solution. So how do we do it with the music?
with the music. Yeah. But we have to like we have to take our music back cuz our music has been stolen from us. You know what I'm saying? For real, like we don't even have power, control over our music. when it's played, how it's distributed, any of that. Not even how long we live anymore when we sign these contracts.
Yeah, man.
So,
You can take Michael Jackson and Prince for example, man.
yeah,
Michael
but
Jackson had a catalog, the Beatles catalog. Michael
yeah,
Jackson was easily a billionaire,
yeah, but
and
we
they
can
had no problem
and we
doing
can
that.
also take the ones is the XXX, Pop Smoke, Young Dolph. I was hurt when Young Dolph died. I like Young Dolph. Um, uh, what's his name? PNB. Like, that's crazy. They at least, I mean, damn, at least they gave Michael Jackson some time to. They not even giving him time anymore.
Yeah, because these young cats are figuring out what Michael Jackson and Prince took forever to figure out because they had to navigate through. Well, these young cats already got their knowledge. They done studied. These young cats are very intelligent. They done studied Michael Jackson and Prince. They know all the business moves. They know all the
Exactly.
major
So
moves.
now we have to make sure they can stay alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's not
Exactly.
fair, man. It's not. Because these babies out here with no daddy, these mamas out here grieving, burying their children. It's not cool. I don't care what nobody say, man. That's not cool. For real, I want my children to bury me. I don't want to bury my children. And my daughter wants to go into the music industry. So I definitely want her to have a solid chance because she's very intelligent. So, um, yeah, the 50-year anniversary of hip hop. Is it gonna be around for another 50 years? Is it really helping us as a whole, as a community? Um,
And like one good point to hit on about that, like to use it like as a metaphor to tie into how we talking about how socially we are affected by music and whatnot. Like a good example is that at that performance, I didn't watch it, but at that performance I heard that Scarface did "My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me" by itself, and then it was another group member who was like offended by that. Now, if you take that situation and scenario, Scarface did what was best for him financially.
mm-hmm,
We just gonna keep it real.
mm-hmm.
But was it the right thing to do as far as like so so to me it was like they should never have sold the image that they were good friends or family or ghetto boys when it was all an act.
Well, let's take Offset and Takeoff.
Because they never liked each other
You know
probably.
what I'm saying?
And
Like,
probably for them too. They probably never liked I don't care if you're family or not. You don't have to like your family. You see what I'm saying? But the whole thing is like, hey, it's like you have to make choices in order for you to be viable. And what I mean by that is, in order for you to be a commodity, because when you sign that contract, you no longer really own your own entity. So in order for you to be a viable commodity, you have to sell out the people you love. And if you're doing that, you done sold out yourself.
yeah, when my husband's talking about the 50-year anniversary, what was that, Grammys? On the
Mm-hmm.
Grammys that they
Mm-hmm.
had, and they brought out all the old school artists and stuff paying homage to hip hop, and the Ghetto Boys was on there. And Scarface ended up doing it by himself, and Willie D didn't join him. Y'all know Bushwick Bill is dead. So they were the only two founding members left of the group. And Willie D was expressing how, he didn't feel like it was right that he wasn't there on stage with, um, what's his name? With
Scarface.
Scarface. Yeah, with Scarface. For me, I feel like Scarface has always been like the prominent, the chosen, is always a chosen group member. And I think that Scarface had been that chosen group member. And, I feel like, yeah, I feel like he might have made a selfish move right there. And I don't think that it really helped their
He
legacy.
he made a politically correct move.
But it was
And
selfish.
hold on, absolutely, but he made a politically correct move because that's how he had to move in the industry. See, he's in the industry. Like Scarface ain't just didn't he wasn't just the darling of that group. Scarface is really one of the greatest MCs of all time.
Yeah.
So, but what Willie D saying is, man, that was our song. That wasn't just your song. So
Yeah.
why wasn't one of your songs listed So what Willie D is saying is, yeah, you a great MC. You one of the greatest MCs of all time. Like you're in the top 20 easily. But none of the songs you did on your own was as great as my mind's playing tricks on me.
Yeah.
And then the greatest person when they first started out who brought people to come see them was Bushwick Bill. Because you have to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
He okay, the man's playing tricks on me. Scarface said this started out it was dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But man, let me tell you something. Willie D kept
But
going.
out of all the parts, the part that I remember
Yeah,
is Bushwick Bills.
Yeah,
I can remember the
whole
thing.
But Scarface killed it. In
Yeah.
order to keep the momentum going, everybody remembers my man's playing tricks on me. At night I can't sleep. I toss and turn. Everybody remembers that. But what was the most memorable moment was this year Halloween fell on the weekend.
Yeah.
Me and Ghetto Boys trick or treating. That was the hardest shit ever.
They was punching the street.
So when I grew up, I was a teenager when that came out. So I'm at a concert. I'm really honestly, yeah, I like Scarface. Yeah, I like Willie D. But I'm really there to see Bushwick Bill kick his shit because you don't hardly ever see somebody that short on tall as the people out there with him.
So what's the moral though behind what you're saying about Willie D?
Is that it makes I'm talking about the way they control the system of music. It makes us have to not even be real. We can't even be real. We have to almost become like a commodity, which they can pretty much push and pull to their whim. Like just to build on that, Kanye. I heard that Kanye cut a deal with Adidas recently that's gonna allow Adidas to sell Yeezys because they were sitting on $2 billion worth of merchandise. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, well, why couldn't they did it all along, or did they plan it all along, or see how they playing with people, man? Like if Kanye went along with that and knew about it, that's not good. You see how you see how they're playing with people?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And Kanye's probably like one of the most smarter people out here. Not as far as like behavior wise, but as far as like intellect, he's on that Michael Jackson level, but he ain't trying to let them take him out. That's where I give him his props. I don't agree with everything he do, but I give him his props because at least he ain't getting took out. And he just smoothed over things with Adidas so he can get some of his money back. You see what I'm saying? That was very, very a brilliant chess move.
So do you think Kanye is right when he say they are the Arabs who's controlling the music?
What Arabs? Arabs was controlling the music?
I mean,
it's all good. No, it's a certain amount of race of people, the Jewish community.
The Jewish community, not
Arabs. They
Jewish.
also control social media. You know what I'm saying?
So Kanye's right. As far as
but we've been knowing that. We've all known that they control the music industry, the social media, the media. We know all that.
So how do we take back our control?
Okay, here's the thing. They can have the internet and satellites, but it don't really have no flavor unless we're on it.
Exactly.
So we know that. As much as we know we don't have a satellite or a platform like YouTube and Twitter and all that, and what's the other one called? The one that everybody loves to use too.
Instagram.
Instagram and Facebook. They know we don't have that, but we also know y'all don't have what we have. So it's like a relationship that has to coexist because it makes no sense to me that they would give you the information, all the knowledge that's out here now. They would give you the information to overtake them. Like you could easily Google record contracts and death clauses and record contracts, and you could easily Google all that and come up with your own contract. So why would they allow you to have access to defeat them unless they didn't have no choice because the system couldn't survive without your energy? So basically, if they have to have your energy, they can't tell you how to bring it. They can only pay you or cause you to be a commodity to benefit from it.
Yeah, because they know we need what? Reparations.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Economic.
We never got our reparations, and that's how they're able to keep us by the ball. That's how they're able to keep us in bed with them because collectively we don't have the resources.
Now I have a solution for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like on some real shit. You have to go to work, okay? You have to pay your bills. You have to pay your bills. But what are your bills? So we ain't gonna get all drawn out. We're gonna keep it real. You have needs and wants. And right now, it's not enough of us collectively to put our needs before our wants because we've been through so much. Man, we need psychiatric help.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
And that's
saying?
what I'm saying.
And if we were to receive too much, you
But
know what I'm
after
saying?
we get psychiatric help, we need organization.
Yeah, so we need optimal health as well. That's the whole thing. Like the reason why we say that, I believe, is just my concept. Like with the music, we could utilize music to be a platform, not just to send a message, but to have a message that's informative.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be boring. It
No.
don't have to be corny. It don't have to
No.
be lame.
No.
It don't have to be old.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It just has to be relevant
Exactly.
for entertainment purposes and also for the advancement of us. Period.
Exactly, because it's necessary. Every age group to have an input. Do you see what I'm saying now?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. It's necessary. Yes,
Yeah,
it's
so we
a,
can
it's a,
stop
it's a, it's a.
spending our money on foolishness, man. Like ain't
Exactly.
nobody trying to tell you to live the same way somebody else lives. Nobody got a plan where everybody has to do the same thing because that's boring.
That's like, okay. For instance, I'm back on the music.
Yeah, I'm
That's
talking
like
about
that's
music.
like if Nicki Minaj, okay, Nicki Minaj is dope. She's a dope MC. Can't nobody take away her ability to rap. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying,
No, I'm
if,
with you.
if she was a different type of artist, right,
Yeah,
and she had a message also, right,
right.
do you think people would still listen to her?
No, but here
Why?
go. Because we symptomatic of our environment. Like what we see in our environment, that's what comes out. The music don't influence us to do anything. We influence the music. The people influence the music. The leaders do not lead. The leaders lead the people who are willing to follow. The people have more power than they'll ever imagine, and the system knows that. But I was trying to tie in what I was talking about as far as our spending. You feel me? Like, how do we take the music industry back over? Right now, what we got a social media platform. Instead of spending your money on frivolous things, you got a child in your family. If none of your child can sing or rap or do poetry or whatever, or do something creative, you got a child in your family. Why don't y'all invest in a child in your family? Instead of buying this, doing that, things you don't need, invest in one of your children. And it ain't gotta be for entertainment. It could be for a
For
whole lot of
anything.
other
That's what
things.
I was
It could be
thinking.
a whole lot of
For
other things.
anything, like you was
But
saying, sending a mirror to the math and science school.
yeah,
Like, yeah.
so she can go that route because she already knows about all these other routes. Let's show her something different. Not that she has to go that way, but it may encourage her to actually focus on one route because she'll find what she really wants to do. But bigger than just our child, why can't we not do some of the things that we like doing? Because I don't care if I was to put down a habit or whatever it is, and I know it's going towards someone's opportunity, I'm for that. I'm for that. Because I could live on that. When I feel like I'm struggling and I need this or that or whatever, I can sit back and think, man, what I don't have because I donated it or contributed is helping someone else, man. Okay, I can make it.
Yeah, absolutely. I
You know what I'm
feel you
saying?
on that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying,
Okay, so we took
I'm
so
saying, I'm saying collectively,
yeah, so
what can we do?
yeah, so as families, listen, we can only do communities at a time. It'd be really hard to everybody do the same thing at the same time. Communities at a time.
But
Like
I
right
feel
now,
like that we had a certain level of urgency
okay, like right
where
now,
it kind of has to be like
okay,
that.
so right now we live in a court with about 20 families. Now, what have we done? I ain't saying we haven't done anything, but what have we done to improve the relationship of where we live at?
Well, first of all, we pick up trash. Second of all, we have interacted with the children, been out there with them, and stuff like that. But you gotta realize the type of community we in. You say, well, we live in Florida. You say one, if it's one misunderstanding, You know what I'm saying? Between what you say to a child and what they go back and tell their parent, it might be a problem. I'm just saying. So maybe we need to have a community conversation as far as parents on, you know how the old school was, how everybody played a it was a village and everybody was in, and when you was doing wrong, anybody could whoop your child.
And
We
we've
don't
done that.
have we've gotten away from that.
But we've done that. We've had a conversation with the parents out here. We've had a
Yeah.
community conversation. We
Yeah.
had numerous parents, and we all had a
Yeah.
conversation.
But I think that what you suggest that we do, we have to get with like-minded people. We have to, what we're doing right now
But
on
thus
YouTube.
we have
You
the
know what I'm
platform.
saying?
Thus
A
we have
community.
okay, thus we have the platform to do it. Okay, but here we go. We only have so many subscribers. I'm grateful for every one of them. Don't get me wrong, but we only have so many subscribers. We don't have the visibility like how social media, the music industry, film, all these people have platforms to get their artists chosen the way it's all set up. But we have the platform where we all could actually get you, not just you, but people, like you said, like-minded, or people who do other things. We can help their avenues too
Yeah.
to get exposure. That's all you need. Like,
Absolutely.
cause like some of the topics that you have discussed are noteworthy. Like seriously, that I know a million women around the world would love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
But we're not utilizing. We're letting them. We're using the platform. They're using us, but they're pigeonholing us the same way they doing with the music, the same way they doing with the films. So that way, it's such a small hole to get through. You're willing to sell your soul to get through that. We
Exactly.
need to bust the hole open, and the way to do that, honestly, this is the solution. You see what I'm saying? It does work with like-minded individuals, but at the same time, we have to work with what we have.
That's true. But at the same time, like the interview that we did with Pharaoh, you know, like even when we collaborated with Trap Flicks, you know what I'm saying? We have to continue to collaborate with people like that. Even the next venture we about to do. You know what I'm saying? That's how you bust it wide open. We not gonna bust it wide open. Here, half of them ain't gonna subscribe. You feel me? That's what I mean with like-minded people.
Yeah, yeah. At a communal level,
Yeah,
at the community level, yeah, we need people that's all over the country and all over the world,
yeah,
because that's called exposure.
yeah.
But accountability is saying, how do I implement these things where I live?
Well, you know what? I've been there and I've tried to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, and it was a great experience. Okay, but here's the thing: God has put it on my heart and my vision to do something different. See, what I have to do is be more consistent with these videos. And then with our 200 subscribers, y'all share the videos. You know, because it really does take a village. So if you like this video, if you like the content, don't be afraid to share it. If you feel like somebody that's in hip hop or somebody who is in the black community that you know, talk about issues as far as like Black History Month, reparations and stuff like that, get them hip to this channel. People that's into improving their health, people who is into interviews and journalism and different things of that nature. Anybody that can relate to this channel, share it. I would greatly appreciate
Yeah,
it.
because we're doing this genuinely, because we're not hashtagging
And
and clickbaiting in order to say,
no, and I don't even put out the fact that, you know, like, yeah, we talking about all these mainstream artists and stuff,
yeah, but we ain't
but
hashtagging,
but
we ain't
we ain't
clickbaiting.
hashtagging or none of that. But I'm a credible artist myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a Grammy contender, and I've been in 2 Billboard magazines, and I don't even use that. So that's not what I'm in it for. I'm really in it to spread the message of optimal health is wealth and to make great content that uplift my community and, you know, that promotes wellness, overall wellness, so we could be in a mind frame to receive our reparations.
And you know, honestly, you hear a lot about optimal health as well, just in different perspectives and different angles. But you hear it from a lot of different people. What's going to make us different? What sets us apart is that we're not trying to be the sensation. You see what I'm saying? We're not trying to find a formula to make you like us, this, that, and the third. We're
I'm
trying to
not.
build a foundation so that others can do that if that's what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? But long as they're promoting something that's natural.
My goal is to have, and this is and this is what this is, but even bigger network. That's what I want. I want a community network that of people who are wanting to do something different as
We
far
can
as
service one another's needs.
with
We can
with
service
our
one another's
wellness
needs
and our health
and our
being
resources.
the foundation of your real wealth is your health, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, so that I want to be the best uh, daughter of God that I can be, best servant I can be, the best wife I can be, the best mom I can be, the best daughter I can be. Like, I want to be better with time. And anybody else who wants to be better, I really ask you to be patient with this channel. If you have any suggestions as far as what would you like to see more of, feel free. But I need more engagement. I need more people sharing and just support. But so okay, so before I get off of here, I wanted to talk about Black History Month. I wanted to talk about the 50-year anniversary of hip hop, and then also I have a little story. So story time. This is a testimony. I told y'all every time I have a real live testimony, I'm gonna say testimony. So what I found interesting, and I ain't gonna hold y'all, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep this short story short. Is that I have a class, my communications class, and one of my papers, a short essay that I had to write, was talking about what is my culture. And I just found it really ironic that I just wrote this paper last night, and then today I went. Okay, y'all know I'm supposed to be about optimal health as well, but I went to the crab shop today. I've been doing my veganism, my vegetarian thing, but today, me and my daughter, we went to the crab shop. So to make a long story short, we standing in the line, and this Jamaican family standing in front of me, and so out of nowhere, the husband turned around and he asked me, about my daughter's hair and did I start her locks and, how do I maintain her locks and stuff like that. And I was like, no, I didn't start them. When actuality, I did try to initially start both of my children's hair, but I ended up going ahead and letting the shop do it. But anyways, he was asking me about the hair and stuff. And so he made a comment. He said, I find it interesting that, I'm Rasta and, I find more people like you that's not of my culture that's doing the locks and stuff more than we're doing it. And I'm like, dang, there go that thing about, my culture. And first of all, it caught me off guard because, he just out of nowhere started talking to me. Second of all, it caught me off guard because how do you even know what I am? For me, when I'm out and about, people don't even really know what I am. They don't know if I'm Jamaican. They don't know if I'm Haitian. They don't know if I'm African American. They don't know anything with my mouth closed. So maybe he heard me talk and he automatically assumed that I was African American. However, the fact that he was like, I find that y'all do my culture more than I do my culture as far as with the locks and stuff like that. And then I just got to thinking like, well, damn, Samir, what is your culture? Because there it goes again, this whole culture thing. We know as African Americans, we've been robbed out of knowing our history, knowing where our origin, uh, our history originated from. And so I get a little salty about that, when other people automatically think they know my culture because you don't know. First of all, you assuming. You making a whole lot of assumptions right here talking to a stranger. And second of all, What is my culture? What is my culture? Because for me, you're insinuating that I don't know my culture because I'm doing something outside of my culture. Ain't that right, babe?
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Dreadlocks are not uh,
I
a
didn't.
Jamaican. Dreadlocks are not a Jamaican culture. Like they got dreadlocks from Ethiopia. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And these brothers that was up in the mountains of Ethiopia fighting, and before that, hell, this dreadlocks on pyramids. So no, it don't belong. Okay, look, what I would be offended, not for you, but what I would be offended about for somebody to say to me, why am I representing their culture more than they are? And you know, specifically about my hair. You know what I'm saying? But what I really would say is like, you know, you saying that you're this, we're not even gonna put it out loud. You're gonna say you this, but in reality they don't eat meat. And you standing there with your family in the meat land, you know what I'm saying, with your woman that don't got locks.
So yeah,
So how the hell do you report to check somebody else? And for real, he was just using you to check his woman to
exactly
get him
about.
to do what he wanted his woman to do. You see
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
that's what I took from it.
Yeah.
You know, and I could be wrong. You know what I'm
Nah, we
saying?
ain't wrong. We dead right.
Because he was like,
Cause he should have said nothing to you.
he
But
was
if he was
like,
gonna say anything, he should have been positive. You know what I'm saying?
he was like, I said, well, my whole family got locks. You know what I'm saying? And basically he was asking me what made me get locks, and I said because my husband likes it. This is the way he pretty much desires for me to wear my hair. But anyways, but hold on. I said outside of that, I was gonna do it anyway. I had
yeah.
already did the
But
natural
more
thing.
importantly, I just wanted the reason why I feel like I like you looking that way is because it's natural. I'm not saying what everybody else does is right or
But
wrong.
that's what I was telling him. I
Yeah.
said I done already did the afro thing and all that. So this was the only other natural thing for me to do is just lock my hair up. And so then his wife turns around, right? And and then I was like, the weaves and stuff, whatever, kind of pull my hair out or whatever. And she was like, well, yeah, I see your sides is kind of thin like my sides are. So this is like the first thing she say to me involving this conversation, and I'm like,
But she said she don't want to look like that.
yeah,
She
she's
doesn't.
saying
She don't
she
want to
don't
look like that.
basically
Basically, what she's telling
subliminally
him. But
she's saying she don't want
okay, but here's the thing.
to have
I ain't God, and people don't have to do what I tell them to do. But here's
locks
the
with thin
correct way.
edges.
But here's the correct way that should have went down. Hello, my name is such and such. How are you today? This is my wife. You know what I'm saying? Such and such. You feel me? And then, would you care to talk to my wife about your process and your daughter's process? Because I'm concerned about her. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, to start talking to you out the blue and it was rude. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't give him the answer he wanted. He wanted to insult you like you was being fake. Like, seriously? Like, that didn't even make sense. So, once again, we need solutions. You see what I'm saying? Like, for real, like, on how we accept or what we're willing to accept. And that wasn't even frivolous, but that was just real, though, because for real, what is our culture?
That's what I'm
You
saying.
know what I'm
That's
saying?
what made it real.
Yeah, and that's what gave him the ability to think he could do that.
Yeah,
You see what I'm
I
saying?
know. So was it an insult?
Nah, it was ignorance, on his part, because you do have knowledge of yourself. But it's in a struggle with the locks with you. You know what I'm saying?
I know
You
exactly.
know what I'm saying?
Now,
Like, for real, like, and we don't, like, for some strange person to pick you in a mirror, and he used the mirror too. Like, a mirror had to witness all that. You see what I'm saying? Like, how did she feel? Well, she probably didn't give it. She probably didn't care.
no, she
You
didn't
feel me?
care.
But at the same time, it was an insult. But it was ignorance. You see what I'm saying? On his part. And here's the whole thing.
But I
Really
don't
be
think
mad at
that
him.
he's the only one that really does
But I
that,
can't
right?
really be mad at him because I'm gonna give him a pass, not knocking him or judging him. I'm gonna give him a pass because he's a black man. At least he's with his family, and he's trying to
Exactly.
get his wife to do the right thing with her head. But that's not how you go about doing it. maybe we could. We ain't perfect, but maybe we could give the example.
Well,
I
that's what
got
I told them. I said, I don't care nothing about none of that. My size and none of that. I'm gonna rock it. I'm gonna rock the locks with the thin edges and everything. I don't care nothing about that.
yeah, cause your husband loves it.
That's what
You
I
feel me?
said. That's
Yeah, because
exactly what I said.
yeah,
I said because
you know
my
what I'm saying?
husband
Cause it's
likes
not
it.
always gonna be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like one thing my mom always told me, man, keep it real. You know, you can help somebody improve physically, but you can't change somebody's character. Physical improvement is probable. Character improvement is all on them. Like they have to do it. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
And I'm sitting here thinking, like, you talking about, I don't know my culture, but first of all, you standing in the meat line beside me, okay? With your family. And your wife got on a ponytail from the 99 2000. You feel me? And y'all hollering about y'all roster. Quit playing with me. For real. So who don't know their culture? And he might be right. I don't know all of what my
And
culture consists of and originated from and stuff. I'm still on this voyage trying to figure it out. That's a part
you
of
know,
what optimal health is wealth is about.
I'm gonna keep it real, but I hate when we not the subject we talking about is excellent, but I hate when I say when I think of my man, this is what I be thinking. A Jamaican knock us for being African American here, but if he stays here longer than 6 months and goes back to Jamaica, they're not gonna treat him the same. He's gonna be called foreign. They're gonna look at him differently, the same way they look at us different. What is all like? Can we all be at a concert and listen to one person's song and not be Haitian, not be Jamaican, not be African American? You know, like there are artists that get up there and it'd be like African Americans, Haitians, and Jamaicans, and you know Africans in the audience. We all getting along during this song, but I'm telling you, man, as soon as the song's over, we gonna find anything to not agree with one another. But we can agree when the song's going though. All the lighters is up in the air, boy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying like,
So is hip hop helping us or hurting us?
you know, maybe we could listen to a concert all day long. You know, and then maybe that's the answer. Remember back in the days when they had video channels, you might be saying too much. That's why I don't like talking with you on the videos. You feel me?
Yeah.
Remember to have the all day channels?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I would love to do that. Now, see, I play people's music.
All
If
day.
they got conscious music, now, see, that's my lane. I have to do my lane,
And
booty.
that's the way we would get exposure in every city. Now look, now okay, here we go. Here we go, now here we go. If you listen, you can have it. Because that's the way it's gonna make it pop faster. And I
Yeah.
don't have to be the one that did it. We don't have to be the ones that execute it. As long as it gets
But if you want to
executed.
collaborate, what's happening?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
For
'cause
real,
we
you know,
get-
we ain't got to do the Christopher Columbus
It's
thing.
50 states. You know, however many you want it to be, but on the
We can
continental,
collaborate.
on the continental U.S., we get one person from each state doing music consistently.
And you
One
know what?
person from
And you
each
know
state.
what? We don't even have to do
And
it.
that's a network.
We got a network in Africa now.
Yeah,
We can
but
get
now
music.
we can do it here too.
I'm
though.
saying, but yeah,
But
but
what
I'm saying it could be an
but
international
what I'm saying
thing.
is that instantly creates a network.
Yeah,
Like seriously, like instead of NBC,
yeah.
instead of CBS,
That's
instead
why I
of CNN,
can't. That's why that's
50 people in 50 states instantly creates a network.
exactly, exactly. Now you thinking on the level I'm thinking.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying
Nah,
no,
I'm thinking
booty.
on the level you thinking on.
Now we thinking on the same level,
All
babe.
right, all right. That's why black people don't get along.
Well,
I'm sorry.
obviously we do.
I'm sorry it took me a long time to catch up with you.
But obviously we do get along. We sitting in the same place on one accord.
So,
And sometimes black people, it's okay to agree to disagree and go home to your family and come back the next day. It's okay because it's gonna happen. It's inevitable. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, can we get along? Can we cooperate enough with each other to come up with a solution and execute the plan?
yeah, because we got to quit caring about how we look. We got quick hearing better. Somebody smarter than us or not, or talks better than us or not, or this and the third. We have to make the sacrifice to say that yes, if we did a platform that had music all day long with 50 representatives from 50 states, that would instantly create a network. Now, if I'm just now catching up, show me how to make it pop off, because I already know how to make it pop off. I'm going to make it pop off. But I don't care how nobody looks at me. Like I said, I'm giving the idea away.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Pridefulness. We here and we talking about it. And we getting some solutions and we getting somewhere. And that to me is the most important thing. So instead of, us competing, instead of us comparing, instead of us, bickering about stuff that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Because at the end of the day, everybody is uniquely, individually made in God's image. Period. So I ain't worried about it. That's why I can get on here right now with my dirty yellow dress on and my hair, you know what I'm saying?
And you
because
don't have to be a commodity.
I don't care.
And,
I don't. I don't.
Oh, no, man.
No, Booty.
I'm done.
No, babe. No. I'm not saying that, babe.
Yeah,
what I'm
trying to show
saying
you
is,
something. I'm trying to show you
I've
something.
come a long way. I've evolved, babe.
Okay,
because
beautiful.
because somebody might be looking at this
Okay.
that's talented, that
Right.
should be on here
Right.
networking.
So you shouldn't want to be a commodity. I ain't talking to you. I'm talking period about
Yeah.
what we've been talking about. You shouldn't want to be a commodity for someone else to own.
Exactly. And that's the whole thing. So we have to create our own. We have to access our own resources, network, and, and who knows, maybe we'll come up with a policy. I don't know. But one thing we have to do is communicate, because communication is the true spark to change. All right? Well, I've been on here for about an hour now. I want to thank my husband for talking it out with me and being on this episode of Samura TV, all the way in the back, but y'all heard him. And, thank you. And please like, share, subscribe, and tune in for the next video, all right? Remember, optimal health is wealth. Peace. Yes, I'm sitting in my laundry room. Don't let that stress you. Peace.